don't know who he is.
You don't know who I am?
Haven't seen him. Where's our mirror?
It's right here. I'm glad you foresaw that. Dr. Emery, Chairman Goins, and members of the board. Good evening. My name is Tripp Jeffers. I'm the Social Studies Department Chair at Winston-Salem Prep and serve on the Board of Directors of NEA and NCAE representing North Carolina. I'm also the immediate past president here in Forsyth. I address you this evening on the subject of the proposed bonuses for 25% of the district's teachers with its implementation with which you will grapple with tonight. In preparing my remarks, I think of all the times I asked you to stand with us and you did. I recall particularly one evening when you considered the budget to present to the county commissioners and asked only for those funds that you were likely to snatch from their Scrooge-like grasp, rather than the funds truly needed by the schools in Forsyth. I came forward that night and gave each of you a mirror. I asked you to look deeply into that mirror and ask yourself if you were being bold enough. You assumed boldness that night and asked for what students and teachers deserved. We received millions more as a result. I hold that mirror to you again tonight. This 25% contract law combined with so-called reform efforts from the General Assembly this year amount to a full frontal assault on public education and public educators. This law in particular is so offensive because it plays on the desperation of educators who have suffered from stagnant salaries for a half-decade. While positions were cut, paperwork and class size climbed, high-stakes tests multiplied, and the public debate became toxic toward anyone bold enough to stand before a classroom. This law offers a few dollars in exchange for willingly relinquishing one's due process rights and the career status that provides job security and protection against capricious and arbitrary termination. I know that much of this began with the Democrats, but remember that we have to stand up to our friends as much as we have to stand up to our opponents. And let me ask during this debate tonight that the word tenure not fall from your lips. We don't have tenure. You know as well as I do that an underperforming teacher may be fired with the proper supervision and paperwork. That's not what this law is about. It's about making certain that we can be fired with little or no reason, as if we worked at Rose's or Maxway. This law is the type of deceptive contract that the stuff of literature is made of. It's the devil in Daniel Webster. It's Rumpelstiltskin's promise of gold in exchange for the firstborn child. It's an invitation into the parlor from the spider to the fly. It's strangers with candy that our parents warned us about. It's wrong, and I ask you to say so tonight. I ask that however you choose to implement this law, if you choose to implement it, that you still pass a resolution saying this is poor legislation, that educators deserve a raise, all educators, not just a chosen 25%, not just those in the first 7 years, and frankly not just teachers but all school employees. Meanwhile, if this plan is implemented tonight, I wish to submit my own name for consideration. I've been an award-winning teacher. Several of you have remarked on camera that I'm one of the best teachers in the county, and I ask you to offer me a 4-year contract and a raise pursuant to this law. I ask so that when it is offered, I may decline to sign it, that I may say no, because my rights and my dignity as an educator are more precious to me than $500 or $5,000. Stand with us tonight in saying so. Thank you as always, and thank you for joining NCAE in our goal of providing a great public school for every child. Thank you.
Nothing less than we expected from you. I will tell you, I still have my mirror.
Good.